Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here to talk about the Microsoft Surface Duo and how I really like the phone, but I don't recommend it for anyone. I think there's too much risk involved with it. It's just not a finished product. I really like what Microsoft tried to do, but the thing is it just didn't pan out the way they wanted it to. And I have serious concerns about how they did quality control on this thing. This is the second one that I've had. I returned the first one. I made a video about it because it was defective. And I think that kind of all of them are going to end up that way. And the reason being, I don't think it's battery bloating. I don't think that it's warping. What it is the hinge where the screen is at is higher than where it is when it's flush over here. So as you're pushing down on it over time, it's creating this bowing effect. And basically it's plastic is what it is. And that's the real crux of the issue. Since it's not metal, since it's plastic and it's got a metal hinge, and since it's not flush or flat across, like if it were actually level, then we wouldn't be having this problem. But since you're pushing on it all the time when you're opening it and closing it, it's causing this bowing effect here where it kind of warps it a little bit. Also, people are having problems with the charging port because it's such thin plastic. People's are cracking. Mine has not done that, thankfully, but those are two serious issues that I have with this phone from a hardware perspective, from the way that it's designed and built. And yes, I do like it. I like the phone a lot, or the device, or whatever you want to call it. I like the Microsoft Surface Duo. It's just not something on good conscience I can recommend you spend $1,300, $1,400 on. And this one, I got the base model one, the 128 gigabytes of storage. After tax and everything, it comes out to $1,515. So if you're going to spend $1,500 on a phone, it shouldn't be having issues structurally. When the phone is only barely a month old, it's really not even an old phone yet, and it's already starting to have these issues. And it just seems apparent to me that Microsoft did not do their due diligence in creating this and testing it out, because they would have found these things out. If somebody used one of these things for a month or 2 months during the testing process, they would have figured this stuff out. It's stuff that I noticed after using it only for 2 weeks. I got another one, tried it again. This one's starting to do the same thing. So, and I'm not the only one. I had a lot of people come back and leave feedback on my comment section for the last video that I made where they're like, yeah, mine's doing that too. So there are serious concerns here. And then I've even read online articles where people are having issues with trying to prove this and show this to Microsoft, making them go through step after step after step, sending videos, sending pictures, at least according to what people have told me. So I'm glad that I just returned mine and ordered another one, because if you want to do a warranty repair, replacement, or send it back because it's defective, they told me whenever I made my initial phone call, there would be at least 2 weeks that I was going to be without the phone for them to go through the process. So yeah, there's that. Also, the phone, it just feels half-baked. I appreciate what they tried to do here, but it just doesn't quite live up to the expectation I think that Microsoft had for it. And I know some people love this, but it's just like the Microsoft phones. It's just like the old Windows phones. It's just like BlackBerries, like I love. Some of us like these novel type of devices nowadays, and I really had a lot of high hopes for this because I thought that genuinely it kind of would be like a laptop or a tablet replacement. And it's kind of like a tablet substitute to me, except you can make phone calls with it that you never make. I don't know. There are things that I would like for them to do differently. I want to see a Duo 2. I mean, I really want them to just fix this one. If this one were not having these issues, I would have less of a problem with it. But I'm glad that they gave us a 60-day return window, because this one's going back to Microsoft. I'm not going to sit here and play roulette with my money with this phone and hope that maybe, there's I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but I don't want to have to be sitting this back 3 or 4 months after my return period and rely on their warranty policy. So, yeah, this phone came out essentially like a year ago. They announced, I want to say it was like November of last year or October of last year, that it was going to be available this holiday season. Yet it still only had a Snapdragon 855. It still only had 6 gigabytes of RAM. It had older storage. It doesn't even have a quad HD resolution. It doesn't have cameras on the outside. It doesn't have good speakers. There's too many shortfalls with this for them to be able to charge $1,500 effectively after you pay taxes on it. So it was already a very niche subset of people, a very small, narrow market for which this phone was designed for, which this device was designed for, and I think that it's kind of a letdown. Now, I don't really know what the workaround is for it. I genuinely like this device. I especially like being able to use it, flip it around this way. I like having the 4:3 aspect ratio. I like having the wide screen. I like being able to type on it. There's a lot of things that I really enjoy about it, especially in the evening time. I like to hold it in what I like to call book mode. I mean, there's so many things about it that they really piqued my curiosity and my interest and made me like certain aspects of this device. But at the end of the day, I don't want this to fail on me, and then I have spent $1,500 on it. And I have enough critical concern about the longevity of this device, the warranty. I mean, of course, it's Microsoft. They're gonna, I would imagine there's no way that they wouldn't replace it, but then you're just gonna keep running into the same issues. It's still, at the end of the day, made out of plastic, sandwiched by some really thin glass that gets micro abrasions like nothing I've ever seen. I mean, it gets tons of little micro abrasions on it, which drives me crazy. And I've been at home. I haven't taken this even out in the real world very much. I've been here at the house. It hasn't even gone in my pocket very often. Most of the time it just gets set down on my coffee table or my nightstand or my desk. This is not seeing real world road tests. This is not like I'm going out and working a 9-to-5 job and it's just getting to go all over the place like a normal phone would. So I have babied the heck out of this, and it still is starting to do the little bowing thing again. I worry about the charging port. I mean, if you accidentally fiddle fart with the cable too much whenever you try to plug this in at night, I mean, you could end up cracking it maybe. I don't know. This is not an alarmist video. This is just me telling you, I don't think this phone is worth $1,500. I don't think that it's prudent to spend that kind of money on it unless you know what you're getting yourself into. If you just say, look, I'm going to buy the farm with this one. This is the money I'm putting on it. I don't care. I will rely on the warranty. This is my ride or die phone. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. And I would like to be in that boat, but I just can't, on good conscience, with the money that I'm spending on it, put that kind of stock in the future of this device. And Microsoft has already discounted the price. They've already knocked it down to $11.99. They've taken $200 off of the overall price on this thing. And they're not retroacting that to people who already bought it. So if you already bought it, you have to basically return it and buy it again because they're not applying that retrospective discount to people who've already purchased it. So I think that there's a fire sale coming. And maybe if this ends up at $8.99, I might buy another one, because then I think maybe the benefit might outweigh the risk, because ultimately, yes, it is a Microsoft company. It's a Microsoft warranty. I think they'll honor it. It's not like I think Microsoft's going to go out of business, but at $1,500 after tax, it's just not something I can do. And it's not something on good conscience that I can recommend other people hang with either. If you like the phone, I don't blame you. If you're mad hearing this, I don't blame you, because I'm not happy about it. I do like this phone. I like this phone quite a bit, and I've really been enjoying using it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to return it while I still have my return policy so that I can get my money back. We'll see what happens down the road. I think that this thing is a failure, and that's as blunt as I can put it. I don't think there's market confidence behind it. I don't think there's customer confidence behind it. I've looked and seen a lot of other articles and stuff out there. People are like, look, this thing is kind of a failed experiment. And I'm kind of on the same, sheet of music. I think their heart was in the right place. I think if we see a second one, that they're going to fix some of these issues and then make it more usable as well. Like, this thing just doesn't operate well on its own. It can, but the thing is, it's like, one, they need to have a camera on the outside. They need to have an LED flash on the outside for the flashlight. They need to have some sort of notification screen so you can see what's going on. Better specs, wireless charging, not having to do this and play origami with the phone every time that you want to try and use the camera for something, but oh wait, let me flip it around using the interface, double tap and look at the other screen. They tried to make something work, and then they tried to find workarounds to make it work. And yes, it is kind of a Cinderella phone. I like the novelty. I like some of the things that they tried to do with it. I'm really hopeful for the second one. For me, I just can't get jiggy with it. I just can't hang on to it any longer. I do really appreciate it. I like it. If you love the phone, I don't blame you, because it's something that I've enjoyed using. I just have too many concerns about it, and I don't want to be stuck with this product moving forward and having issues with it. So, after the first one, I was very skeptical about getting this one again, but I mean, it's just the hardware. It's the way it is. It's because of the hinge and the screen, at least from what I can tell. I'm no architect or engineer, but I believe the reason that the screen is doing this whole little bowing thing is, one, because it's plastic, and two, the hinge is higher up than where the edge of the screen seats. So you're constantly putting pressure on here, and it's, you know, causes the bowing in the center. So that's all I've got, guys. I know this is not the most happy or joyous occasion when it comes to this device, but if you really want one, wait for the price to go down. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. I don't think these things are selling. Don't quote me if they're not. I mean, don't quote me if the price doesn't go down, but this thing's only been out like a month. They've already dropped the price down. They're not honoring it for people who've already bought it. And I don't think many more people are going to buy this thing. So I think by Christmas, you may even see it at $9.99. The Black Friday holidays, you may see it by $9.99 by then. I mean, if this thing gets down to like $7.99, $8.99, I might pick another one up just because I like it that much. I could roll with that, but at $1,500 after tax, I just can't do it. So it's just too much with too much risk, too many compromises. This device is not worth $1,500. So, or the concerns that I have moving forward. So that's all I've got, guys. If you have any questions or comments or want to talk about this, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you because I'm happy to talk to you about it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.